I'm starving, but I'm determined to film 2 videos before I eat breakfast, so in that spirit, let's just get right into this video. This is, of course, going to be my reading wrap-up and TBR, I guess. I still don't have a good name for that, but the wrap-up and TBR for July and August. So let's just hop right into what I read in July, and of course I'm going to start off with the Bible reading that I did. I didn't do this in last month's video because I was just like really down to the wire, crunch time. I think my battery was running out or something, I don't know, and so I just didn't do the Bible reading, but that's okay because I'm gonna make up for it in this one. I read so much in July. Oh, I just kicked the tripod. Okay. In the Old Testament, I read 1 Samuel and Lamentations, and in the New Testament, I'm getting into like all of Paul's letters, so it's a bunch of just like little tiny books. So in the New Testament, I read Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus and Philemon. So 7 books in the New Testament because they're all just like little tiny ones. And now I'm in Hebrews. I'm probably like more than halfway through Hebrews. I'm not entirely sure. But that's the Bible reading that I did in July. I also read 2 audiobooks in July, and the first one was Problematic. No, that was not the first one. And the first one was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I talked about this one. I did a review for all of these, probably, or at least most of them, but this one I rated 3 stars. I had just read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and Problematic Summer Romance just didn't grab me. Or not, that's the wrong one. People We Meet on Vacation just didn't grab me quite as much as The Love Hypothesis, but I did still have a good time reading it. It was still fun. It just was not like, I don't know, it wasn't one of my favorite reads, but I gave it 3 stars. And then I also just finished reading, you probably guessed it already, Problematic Summer Romance. I just read that one, and what did I give that one? I gave that one 3 stars also, just because Connor started to really annoy me. It's like, dude, just pick a side. Like, just pick either date her or don't date her, but stop going back and forth and being so weird about it. So he just started to really get on my nerves. But I did really have a fun time with that one. It just, again, was not as much of a favorite as The Love Hypothesis became. But now onto physical books, and I think I did pretty well in July, if I'm being honest. I, first of all, read Dreams of Gods and Monsters, so I finally finished the trilogy. I finished annotating for my sister. I actually went back through and like very quickly did some doodles and some like nice highlighting and annotation, and gave her all 3 books. So now my sister has the whole series, but I had so much fun. This one I did not remember as much. Like, I remember the first one really well, and I remembered a lot in the second one. There's so much in this 3rd book that I didn't remember, and I mean, it's pretty long. It's like over 600 pages. I think just barely, but I had so much fun with this. If you have not read this trilogy, the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy, why have you not? Like, just read it. I'm gonna do, that's actually my 2nd video that I'm gonna film today, which will probably come out on Friday. That's the plan, is to get both of these edited today before I go down to Virginia tomorrow. So it's kind of crunch time. I have so much to do today, but I'm going to do an actual video talking about these a little bit. I'm mostly going to talk about the last book that I read in July, which I'll get to, but you should just read the series. This is great. It's always a 5-star read. It's such a good series. So that's all I'll say about this, but it's so good. That's not all I'll say. It's fantasy with fantastic world building and magic systems and just so much like intrigue and suspense. And I don't know, just when you think that like the plot can't get any fuller, something else happens and you learn something new, and the world keeps growing, and it's so incredible. So highly recommend this series. But this was the first like physical book that I read in July. I honestly can't believe I got through it. I felt like I was going to be in that series for so long because I was trying to like buddy read with a friend, and then she kept stopping, and so then I would have to stop. And then I just like raced through this last book. I was like, girl, I gotta finish it before I go to Virginia. So I just read it. But anyway, then I read the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. I read all 3 of these. I went through these so very quickly. Dreams of Gods and Monsters took me quite a while to finish in July, but then I read this book in 2 days, and then this book in 2 days, and then this one did take me a little bit longer because I wasn't really feeling it anymore, and I also got busy and had like work to do and just other things going on. But I did read all 3 of these pretty quickly and had a really good time. I think, oh my gosh, there's something in my eye. I don't quite remember what I rated them. I think this one was probably 3 stars, and then these were probably 4 stars. But I really did just have such a good time, and I would so reread the first book. I don't think I'd reread these two. I was not quite as intrigued, but I would reread this one. The trilogy starts off with Lara Jean and Peter fake dating. It's another fake dating trope, which I kind of really love a fake dating trope. And in this first book, they're just so adorable and so fun because there's no like pressure on them. So they're just having a good time and becoming friends. So I really, really love that first book. And then the other two books kind of devolve from there. But check it out if you have not read this yet. It's really, really fun. It is young adult, so it's not like the best. I think that's kind of why I knocked off a star, because I was like, well, it's young adult. But it's good young adult and it's fun. So I don't know if you're like, if you've been into romance also, give this a try. And then the last book that I read in July, which I probably could have read in one sitting, I almost did. I started it on a day where I did not have a lot of time to read, and that was my mistake. I should have just waited for a day when I could just sit and read the whole thing, because I feel like that's how it's meant to be read. It's so sweet and charming. Oh my gosh, I had such a good time. But I just finished this yesterday, which was perfect timing. Could add it into my July reads. And that is Night of Cake and Puppets, which this is a companion book to the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. It's really little. It's probably a novella. I don't even know if it's long enough to be a novel. It's not quite 200 pages, but it's so, so cute and so sweet. It's all about Mick and Susanna, and I don't want to say too much for spoiling the first book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, because there are some spoilers, but if you've read that trilogy and you want just like a little bit more, this is not at all the same vibe. Like Daughter of Smoke and Bone, very high action and a lot of magic and fantasy and all of that. This is grounded in the real world, and so there's still some magic, but not quite as much, and it's mostly just a really cute romantic story. So this was another 5-star read for July. It was just so much fun. I will never get tired of this world and these characters, and I hadn't reread this one since the first time I read it back in probably like 2020 or 2021. And so it was really fun to just come back to it and read it again. So that's it for the July wrap-up portion of this video. Now looking onto August, I'm not planning to read a ton in August. I did have my last day at my, well, current, now not current job. I did have my technical last day yesterday. I'm still on call 2 weeks from now in case they need help, but I'm pretty much done with that. And I'm just going to be in the process of like moving and doing more packing and getting ready for the school year. Since I'm going to be teaching, I have to start like getting ready for that. So I'm not planning to read a ton, but I did want to give myself a few options in August in case I end up having time for that. The first option is The Help, and this is the one that I'm planning to start because I've had this book since freshman year of college when I went to Mississippi, and I found this at a thrift store and I bought it. And I've actually been to Brent Strug's where they filmed some of the scenes from the movie, and I've like sat in that booth, and my friends and I used to go there at least once a year to get malts, so it was really fun. And I picked this up because I was living in Mississippi, and I told myself like, okay, this is the perfect time to read it, and then I never did. So I have to read this one in August. This is like the only book that I for sure will be starting and reading in August, but I wanted to give myself options also. So another option is Watermelon, which I think this was probably on July's TBR also. I do want to read it. I don't know really why I want to read it. I think I just want to read it because I've had it for so long, and it's like, it looks like a pretty easy read, and I've been really enjoying like romance and second chance books, and so I just thought I should try it. And so I feel like this is the year to do that, but I'm not positive I'll get to it, but this is definitely an option for August. And the final option that I have is Patch Jack, which this is one that I think was self-published, and I might have won it in a giveaway. And so I feel really bad that I have not read it yet. And honestly, it does sound really interesting. It's sci-fi and possibly maybe found family. I don't know. It's like a sci-fi adventure. And I think that that would be really fun. And I'd need to just like give it a try. But I keep just not picking it up when I'm in like a sci-fi mood. I don't have that many sci-fi books on my shelf, and I've been slowly working through them because I don't read sci-fi super often. But this is one that I really just need to do. I need to just read it and give it a try, and just, it's been on my shelf. I need to read it. So this is another option for August, but I'm not really sure that I'll get to it. But that's pretty much it for this video. The only other thing I'll mention is that I have already packed up all of the books that I'm taking with me to Virginia. So I'm really excited to do like an unboxing there and go through the books that I have, because most of them are books that I haven't read. So those are my options for while I'm in Virginia. Those are the things that I have to read. And instead of having like 100+ options, I'm gonna have, you know, maybe 50 options, and these are the things I need to go through. And hopefully that'll really help me cut down my TBR also. Although I don't really foresee having tons of time for reading because I think that my job is actually going to take up a lot of my time and I want to focus on writing more. So I might have to change the types of videos that I do because I'm not going to be able to do a book review every week. I might have to start doing more like writing content or something. So I'm going to look into that. I'm going to try to keep this channel going. I don't know for sure that I will keep going, but that is my intention. So bear with me as I see what this next chapter is going to look like. But my astute watchers may have noticed that like this shelf is very different now because I had to take most of these books off and rearrange them, and I'm taking one of my bookshelves with me, so once I packed up the books that were going, I had to figure out where to put the rest of them, and everything is like in different spots now and all messed up, but I am looking forward to like unpacking when I get to Virginia, like I said. But that is officially it for this video, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!